Yo, have you ever heard of LARPing? LARPing is an acronym that stands for Live Action Role Playing. And I remember this movie, I can't really remember what the movie was called, but it's a movie, and one of the characters in the movie, he does this, he LARPs. And what he does is he goes out to some place where they have a big fake castle, and they wear capes and armor and fight with foam swords and shields and things, and they have these big epic battles between these various kingdoms or factions and things like this. And we LARP in many different ways, right? We have I feel like sports in a way is like LARPing. You're going to play this game. Sometimes playing a game like Dungeons and Dragons is like LARPing. We have Halloween, where some of us, we get into actual character when we put on our costume. We also LARP and do these big reenactments of the Civil War and stuff to sort of pay tribute to all the lives that were lost during these events. So we LARP in a lot of different ways, right? But typically LARPing is thought of as this nerdy activity or something like that. But my question is, what's the difference between putting on this fake suit of armor and a foam sword and a foam shield? What's the difference between that and a briefcase and a pen and a suit? It seems like in cities, the closer you get to bigger cities, the less likely it is that you're going to meet an actual human being. When you go to the city, the big cities with the skyscrapers, these giant buildings that are reaching up to heaven, it seems like when you get there, good luck finding another human being. There's no time for human beings. There's only time for humans that are doing things, for humans that are LARPing. And it's serious. It's like the cities, the big cities are where the adults go to LARP in a mature way. But it's what's the difference between, my suit of armor and sword and calling myself a knight? What's the difference between that and me putting on my work uniform and going to work every day? It doesn't seem like there's a difference at all. It's like we're all playing a game. But it sucks sometimes for people that are playing the game but haven't realized that they're playing the game. And the game has rules and things like this, right? But essentially, once you figure out that it's just a game, it's what? What do you mean? All of this is just a joke? Everybody's just joking? They're all running around in character? You know what I mean? But once you figure this out, it's an empowering thing, because now you can be much more sincere in your efforts. You don't have to care so much. You don't have to be so serious. Life is a joke, dude. It's all a joke. It's just about getting into character, knowing your role, you know what I mean? Deciding who you want to be, and then be that. Instead of being torn this way and that way by chance, you know what I mean? When you don't know you're playing the game, that's how it can feel you don't know what's going on, you're lost or whatever. But I felt lost before. In fact, I've got the word lost tattooed on me twice on my body. And I'll tell you what makes me feel lost is when I forget that this is all a game. When I really start to believe that I am whatever character that I play, I forget that what I am is a mystery, right? I disconnect myself from the mystery and sort of buy into the game. It's when I forget about the mystery of who I am, which I only found out because I got taken out of the game. I went to prison for a little while, and I did quite a bit of time as a juvenile. So I was pulled out of the game and had this time to see. Instead of being in the city, I was more out in the jungle, out in the wilderness, completely alone. And I discovered what I am is I am a multi-dimensional being. I'm not ever just one thing. I'm a mystery. I could be anything that I want to be as long as I set my mind to it. You know what I mean? As long as I don't get lost in the sauce. when you stop or forget that this is a game where you never figure it out, you take your character so seriously. So, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like a lot of us, we lose ourselves. We lose touch of the mystery, and then we say, well, look, maybe I'll be happy if I become a lawyer. Right? Like maybe that's where I'll find my happiness. So you spend all of this time and this effort going to school to become this lawyer because that's who you've decided that you are. You are a lawyer. So now you do all this work, you're successful, you become a lawyer, but still you're missing something. You haven't found that eternal happiness that you know is yours, right? And so it's like a hard realization sometimes to discover that even what you think you are sometimes isn't really what you are. You lose touch with it. What happens to me, to be real, when I lose touch with this mystery, when I forget about it, I stop appreciating things. I stop seeing the wonder of the world. Like, how in the fuck are these plants growing? What am I breathing in right now that allows me to live? How am I actually living? What is any of this, right? And it all seems magical to me. There is a certain mystery to life. And when I truly embrace the mystery of life and of who I am or what I am, then I start to experience things like synchronicities. I see like signs in my environment. Like it feels like God is paying me special attention or something like that, you know? But only when I'm in touch with the mystery. It's like the mystery is God. And as long as I'm in touch with the mystery, then I'm being led by God and I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to be consumed with my role or my character. But at the same time, I can play the game. But I can play it guilt-free, without shame, you know? Anyway, man, until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind. I got to get out of this Walmart parking lot without a mask on because people are starting to look at me funny. You know what I mean? When you take off the mask, people start treating you a little different. Anyway, until next time.